So you guys know we're nearly 6 months into the year and we still haven't done an update on any of our own projects. So without further ado, here's Dan to show you where we're up to with some of the Blackhead projects. Hope you enjoy it.
Alright guys, so today we'll just run through a few of the hatchlings. We won't go through too many, I'll just give you a bit of a broad range on how we went. We'll start with the Axanthics. A fairly long ride, the Axanthics for us, but we finally got there. The good thing about the Axanthics is a lot of the early work was done by Neil Sonneman, and he outcrossed through a lot of nice sort of yellow background base animals, and that's the idea with the Axanthics. Obviously they strip yellow pigment. It's a recessive mutation. They strip yellow pigment, so you want that yellow pigment in there first off before you inject the Axanthism in them. These ones here, these trace back to Neil Sonneman, but the parents were bred by, one of the parents actually was bred by Mick Austin, and he did some lovely work in the early days with some of his Axanthics. So they're good quality animals. That's where we get that nice clean background from. He had some of the nice cleaner ones of Neil Sonneman's, and off they went. Some Axanthics. Just a quick run through, guys. We've got a little NT outcross here. If you're outcrossing anything, especially to something that's from a different state, only do it if there's a reason to do it, yeah? The reason we did it was to inject some of that lighter background into the Dejaras with the NT outcross, just to try and accentuate some of that there. So I'm interested to see how this one grows up. A little bit dull at the moment, but when they shed out and when they get a bit of age on them, they get some nice yellow and some nice brightness through them there. Yeah, buddy. This is an interesting snake. It's in shed, but this has got little almost sort of, train tracks the wrong word, but little striping down each side of the spine there. The parents are interesting. There's a reason why this is so interesting to us because of the parentage, but yeah, we'll cross this back to the father and see if we can accentuate some of the special things we got out of the egg. It's all a process. Don't know if there's anything recessive going on, who knows, but that's the joys of all breeding. So yeah, we've got a few outcrosses here, a few random little animals, some stunning little critters through there. This is a little Queensland. We won't be breeding much for the classic sort of Queenslands. I mean, we do love them, but it's just time and space, and sort of what's been done with them has been done, yeah? That's a nice little Queensland, nice little sort of sporadic patterns down the back of the spine there. Definitely a lot of attitude, which is why I like the black-headed pythons. They don't bite as terribly as carpet pythons do. Here we go, buddy. What do we got? A few out here. This is a little beginnings of the train tracks. I think we've mentioned train tracks here and there. There are harder things to sort of accentuate on just because what do you choose to do? You know, we've got so many different bloodlines infused. We're trying to extract some of them. But the parents of this were some of the gold animals, but it was more so bred to an animal that could recreate some of the sort of spine pattern there. Hard to see, guys, but you can see the sort of stripes down the back of the spine, a few little sort of spots in between. So this will be an exciting one to accentuate when the time comes. Nice little girl, nice solid little female. But these ones here, this is what we bred for mostly this year. This is a little bareback. It's almost sort of a pinstriping down the back of the spine. Now this is from a late clutch. This came out in February, so we had a few late clutches this year. You can see the gold through the head and that as well, but it's coming up for a shed, which is a bit of a shame. But as I said in some of the episodes, you start with that spine stripe, sort of that tail stripe down the back here, and accentuates up through the pattern and that through the here. So it's nearly up through the back of the spine here all the way. A few little breakages, but it's getting there slow and steady. So when that sheds and that gets a bit bigger, that'll be a gorgeous little snake. So we won't go through too many here. We'll go into the other whole back room and have a look at some of the animals there. So some of the whole back animals, we're just moving them across slowly as they grow out of their tubs, which some of the ones in there are due to be upgraded, but it's all a process, yeah. We touched on the Axanthics. This is a little Axanthic female. You can see it's a little bit bigger. But as I said, that's Neil Sonneman bloodline. Parent was Mick Austin animal, across to a het female bred by Sonneman. Now that's the girl, this is the boy. Now this is a little pinstripe boy, but we also call it more of a feather band because the bands on the side feather out down to the side of the body here, down to the ventrals, yeah? Gorgeous little snake. The thing with the Axanthics is, and with any black-headed python, is to clean up some of the speckling or dirtiness in the background of the pattern. So as you can see through the spine of this animal here, yeah, like there's very minimal sort of speckling through the spine, through in between the bands here in the spine. And that's the idea with sort of polygenic breeding, regardless of what the animal is, regardless of the inheritance of the, whether it be recessive or any sort of mutation, polygenic or whatever. Just picking animals that are cleaner and just accentuate that pattern or anything that you want to carry on with. The big words there, but put this one here back there. Actually, leave that girl out. And this is with the golds. As I said, we didn't breed heaps for the golds this year, didn't breed a lot out. So we bred more so for the spine striping, which we got a few here and there. Mostly boys, which is painful. But that's a little gold sort of animal. The idea with the golds is there's a lack of melon traders we've explained. The gold sort of seems fitting, but it's hard because some of these turns out red, some are more lighter, you know. Whatever the background and bloodline influence is going to influence what the colour is, because essentially it's just stripping that melanin out of their head. But that's a pretty little snake. Back in, buddy. You can see a little bit of that striping down the spine as well, which is good to see. And that's what this one here is, a bit of a stripe, spine stripe. And there goes the card. Pick that up. Little spine stripe boy, little bareback. This has got near the full complete stripe down the back of the spine. See, it goes down the tail, a little bit of breaking here and there. But with future generations, we've got an older boy there that will try to go up to size this year. We'll see how we go. Actually, we've got one there, so if you just sit there, little buddy. Don't hang it too much. Now, the other boy that we were going to try and raise up to get at the size, we've got about a month left to go, but he's in shed, so it's a waste of time showing him. This is a younger boy. I don't mean to say younger, just slightly smaller, didn't kick in as much as the other boy did. But it's more of a red. You can see there's no black in that body whatsoever, yeah? So not as vibrant as some of the other ones that we've got, but a stunning snake in itself. And the idea of these is to inject through some of the Axanthics, yeah. So obviously, if this was a girl, you could sort of power that through. There's a fair bit of yellow through there, so that'll strip out as well, and it'll essentially move all this sort of black stuff here and it'll be black pigment and be more of a grey, yeah. So very, very interesting. So yeah, so that's the blackheads for today, guys. We won't get too in depth into it, but that's what we've got so far this year. If we find the end of this bag, sure, I'll go through and I'll update some of the carpets and some of the olives and go from there. And as I get this thing away, we'll see you back on the next episode.